Those who know me know that showing up anywhere without concealer and makeup is something that I really don't do, especially post chemo. But today I got up and I turned the news on, mistake number one, and I saw Sarah Huckabee, a governor, a leader in this country, mocking a woman who does not have biological children, insinuating that humility is birthed from someone's womb, that humility is rooted in raising children that are biologically attached to you. Perhaps LinkedIn isn't the place for this, but in my mind, it's the exact place for it, because there are so many women and men getting up today and going to their jobs and logging onto their computers, and they are living in the reality of infertility. They are walking out their journey as individuals who don't have children that some might call their own. Some of this is by choice. Much of it is not by choice. I have this really beautiful kind of banana pudding colored book that was given to me by someone who I call my angel. She's the woman that agreed to carry the child that my husband and I could not do on our own because of the fact that I had had cancer twice. I often don't open it up because it's pretty painful. There are cards and notes and pictures of her first visits to both New York and to us. And then there's this really, really beautiful photo. It's a picture of when Mr. Walker and I heard the words that I never thought I'd hear. You're pregnant. After having cancer twice, being someone who had gone through chemo and radiation, double mastectomies, lots of other surgeries, bilateral oophorectomies, I never thought that that would be me. Unfortunately, much of this book is empty because that pregnancy didn't last. I hope you'll indulge me for a second, because it's easier for me to read this than say it out loud, even though most people would say all I do is talk. I'm a really great talker. It's from a book I wrote. Came out in 2020. No one bought it, by the way. When Mr. Walker and I suffered the devastation of losing our baby, I struggled to move on. I didn't just struggle, though. I couldn't move on. I was paralyzed. I felt like I was supposed to just get over it and accept that God's master plan didn't include me having a baby. What was the point of praying to God? What was going to continue if he was going to continue to ignore me? How long was God going to throw obstacles in my path and torment me with unachievable dreams? It was time for me to finally accept that bad things were always going to happen to me. I didn't even want to be married anymore. Sure, I loved Lenny, but I didn't want to be around anyone or anything that reminded me of how messed up, broken, and useless I was. What made it worse was I had nothing to offer him. I couldn't give him the family he longed for. I was miserable to be around. My body was scarred, and menopause had stolen my sex drive. I sincerely believed that I would be doing him a favor if I left. Friends tried to get me to go back to therapy, but I didn't want to talk to anyone. People began to notice my personality shift. I was less upbeat and more critical. It felt like everyone was waiting for me to get over it, and I just wanted to sit down in it and disappear. Once again, I wanted to die. I didn't want to kill myself this time, but I did want God to give me cancer again so I could stop fighting and just give in to death. It was time for me to finally accept that bad things were always going to happen to me. Sure, I knew that other people lost babies as well, and I wanted to believe that God's plan was good, even though I could not understand it, but I was struggling. I didn't want to choose joy. I just wanted to curl up in a ball and cry all day long. Many days I did. I didn't want someone to tell me it was going to be okay and I just needed to have faith. I wanted someone to say, hey, this totally sucks, and it's okay that you're struggling right now. I needed someone to cry with me and eat a Magnolia Bakery's banana cream pie out of the tin with me, which I did many times. I needed someone to step into the pain with me before they tried to help pull me out of it. In many ways, I've moved through the grief and pain that is intimately woven into infertility's journey. And most days are better days, but sometimes I'm still not okay. Today is one of those days when I hear things like that on the news. There are moments when the reminders of this suffering seem to be everywhere. I don't have cute baby photos to post on Instagram for the first day of school, or the ability to engage in conversations about childcare with my peers. I continually have to defend why Mr. Walker and I have yet to adopt and act as if I am happy about the fact that I am cancer-free but childless. Plus, society has a way of quietly making people who don't have kids feel like they shouldn't need time off for themselves. It is as though having a passion that is not directly related to rearing a child is somehow self-serving or frivolous. I'm going to stop there and just say this. For all of those individuals out there that don't have kids, I see you. Your humility is not rooted in your ability to birth children or to raise them. And for all of those women out there who are raising children, whether they are your stepchildren or your grandbabies or your nieces or nephews, I see you too. And I know days like this suck. And I hope that the people that were laughing in that room when Sarah Huckabee made that joke, I hope they realized the hurt that was being spread, the pain that was being dredged up. Perhaps someday we'll get an apology. But if not, that's okay. We'll move on. We'll do better. That's it.